Lovina is a chilled out beach town in the north of Bali. The beaches here are so calm, it's almost unbelievable. But was anything vegan in this tiny town? Let's find out. We ordered in for lunch, but the Grab delivery was cancelled because it was raining. So we quickly rented a bike and were off to Akar Cafe, a spot with lots of vegan options and positive reviews. But it was closed. They were renovating and they'd be back again only in April. Vidhi remembered passing a Mae Vui, so we headed there for lunch. Mae Vui is a chain of omnivore Vietnamese joints across Bali. This was our first visit, so we ordered everything that was vegan. A banh mi, a pho, and some summer rolls. The summer rolls were just okay. The rice paper had become stretchy like rubber. It felt like it would take a tooth off. The banh mi was excellent. The bread is what makes or breaks the sandwich, and this bread was on point. Crispy on the outside and pillow-like on the inside without being dense. The pho was incredible as well. The broth was tasty and it was loaded with fresh leafy herbs. The protein came from oyster mushrooms, button mushrooms, and tofu. We really enjoyed this meal on a wet day in Lovina. We then crossed the road to a Pepito supermarket. You'll find these all across Bali, and they're a bit expensive but very good for vegan groceries. We picked up some veggies, tofu, and bread, and used that to cook dinner at the Airbnb. Next morning, we got breakfast at the hotel. We got some rice with veggies, fried tofu, fried tempeh, orange juice, and fruits. It was a really nice spread. This room had a glorious view and we really enjoyed this simple, nourishing breakfast. This trip was more of a staycation and we really enjoyed just chilling out in this room. For lunch, we went to Buda Bakery. They have quite an extensive vegetarian and vegan section, and it seems like most of it was vegan. The iced hazelnut latte was really good. The green curry was delicious, spicy but so flavorful. And they had included such a fantastic variety of veggies: zucchini, eggplant, mushroom, tofu, and carrots. The falafel sandwich was more like an open pita, but I did manage to fold it up like a taco and eat it like that. The falafels were herby and not dry, and the entire plate was fresh and tasty. We really enjoyed this meal at this beautiful restaurant. For dinner, we made a simple tofu scramble at our Airbnb. Next morning, we had requested for a fried rice instead of steamed rice, and it was really tasty. This tofu is very unique in that it's not pressed, so it's still really moist. I believe it's deep fried at a low temperature, so you get a crispy crust and the tofu still stays moist from within. The tempeh was also perfectly fried. These thin strips were crispy, nutty, and savory and went so well with the rice. This simple sauce is made of a local sweet soy sauce, which is called ketchup, and sliced red chilies. It's simple and inexpensive, but it really packs a punch. For lunch, we were off to Coffenosky. This salted caramel latte was maybe the best dessert coffee we've had in Bali. When the proportions of salt and caramel and coffee is right, it just hits different. The funky Asian salad was just okay. It was good as a side, but not as its own plate. We also got the spaghetti with pesto and extra veggies. It was good, but not great. The vegan plate seemed like it would be something else, but this was just okay as well. The avocado was under-seasoned and so were the mushrooms and tofu. This meal was just okay. For dinner, we were back to Buda Bakery. This place really has a very cozy vibe. The complimentary bread was so good. A sourdough bread with rosemary and olive oil. We got the iced caramel latte and it was good. I got the vegan hamburger with rice. It was a burger patty by food startup Omni, sandwiched between two rice cakes. The patty was delicious and it was topped with caramelized onions and a barbecue sauce, both of which were great. But the idea did not work at all. Burger buns are soft and light and rice is 2 or 3 times more dense. Each bite felt very rice heavy and dry, and we eventually had to deconstruct it. The Indian mini meal was really nice. It was served with chapati, and we actually ended up using the rice from the burger as extra carbs here. The 3 sabzis were very tasty, and we really enjoyed this plate.
And that wraps up our 3-day stay at Lovina. Because there are so many things to do in Bali, almost nobody considers coming to this beautiful resort town with these amazing beaches. And the main reason that people do come is to spot dolphins. We believe that this is not vegan because it interferes with the autonomy of the animals, and the rising tourist pressure to spot dolphins definitely creates some strange dynamics. We love the food here. In our experience, small towns always serve up delicious vegan food. Additionally, the nearby town of Singraja also has few places serving vegan and vegetarian food which are just 25 to 30 minute drive away from Lovina. We could not check them out this time. So, if you are planning a trip to Lovina, it's time to get really excited.